Tonight we are hearing from the crisis negotiator who helped to end this tense freeway standoff peacefully.
You might remember this story. He helped to save a woman's life after she sat down in a chair on the North Freeway holding a gun for hours. Matt Doherty covered the story then. Today he spoke to the negotiator who got that woman to surrender.
I ran up to the front and got to work. I saw a person in need. I saw an individual in pain. I saw someone suffering, and I wanted to help.
It took only 7 minutes from when he got the call for Harris County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Aaron Brown to reach the scene of the standoff on I-45 near FM 1960.
I saw a woman in pain with sitting in a chair in the middle lane of traffic, distraught with a gun to her neck.
I was there on Thursday afternoon and saw that distraught woman sitting in the middle of the freeway.
She was having some really dark and dangerous delusions. And based on my training experience, I'm going to listen. Everyone thinks that negotiating is about talking. It has very little to do to talking. It has everything to do with listening.
We watched as Sergeant Brown spent hours trying to get the woman to drop the gun from about 50 feet away as he was partially covered by a shield. Brown says he was able to make a connection with the woman and build a bond based on shared experiences and personal connections like family.
At one point, she was having a delusion that her adult children were deceased. We were able to bring her daughter up and show her, right, hey, your daughter is here.
The more they talked, he says, the closer he was getting to breaking through.
There was a huge change. I think it was about 3 hours in. She's a grandparent. She's a mother, right? This is a good person having a bad day. And I was talking about my grandmother. She was talking about, her family. And she gave me the biggest, most beautiful smile I've ever seen. And I told her, that's you. Now I'm talking to you.
Now, Sergeant Brown says there's a few things you can do should you ever find yourself on his side of a crisis situation. First, you want to stay calm. Secondly, you want to ask more questions and do more listening than talking. Third, you're going to want to slowly try to make progress, encouraging the person towards safety.
I think having authenticity and having some life experience, I think we're all damaged. Stuff has happened to all of us. And being able to pull into that when you're talking to people on their darkest day, I think is important.
Ultimately, it worked. The woman dropped the gun, rose to her feet, then shook Sergeant Brown's hand and hugged another officer.
She has a mom. She has kids. Her kids are wonderful. She's a grandmother, a mother, and a dog owner.
Something to live for.
Something to live for. It's there. I think we just lose sight of it sometimes.
In downtown Houston, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
Certainly an incredible window into what was happening that day while people were stuck on the freeway. A good woman having a bad day. That's an excellent description. I'm so glad he was able to use his professionalism to make the connection.
Yeah, and his own personal histories. I think he's very right about that. We all got something going on, and sometimes that helps you connect.
That's true.
A reminder that if you or anyone you know is going through a mental health crisis, resources are available. The phone number for the Harris Center for Mental Health, right there, 713-970-7000. Someone is available 24/7.
There's also the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, that number 988. You can call in both English or Spanish. Call or text those 3 digits and get immediate help.